Hi, it's Peg and Des on
Mistresses!
Alright, big finale episode. A lot of people may or may not be dead. Before we talk about more about it, I want to remind everyone, subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up on the video,
yes.
Leave us comments. We want to know what you think. Team Harry, Team Dom.
Team Dom.
Let us know.
Alright, let's talk about Savvy. This episode was really all about Savvy,
yes.
So we got to get into her first.
Yeah.
It's Savvy's birthday. Someone leaves her some beautiful flowers, and then she receives a phone call from her estranged husband, who tells her, I won't be paying any medical bills. This is why I don't like Harry.
To be fair, she calls him actually and says, did you leave me these flowers? Or trying to see if he left her those flowers, and he didn't. And
I know it's your birthday and all.
You know, I mean, Harry's made his position clear. If this kid isn't his, he's not having a baby. She's having a baby. And so I don't think it's unreasonable for him to say, you should pay your own bills. Besides that,
maybe she can use the $25,000 that she was going to spend to bail his restaurant out.
I think she did spend it. But he's in dire financial straits. His restaurant is failing.
But wasn't she planning to spend 25 grand on
I think she saved it. I think she did do that.
I see. Okay, so she bailed out his restaurant because he likes to cook lamb, but he can't pay for her ultrasound. I got it. Got it. This is why I don't like you, Harry. Moving on.
Okay, whatever. So we find out Harry's not the flower lever, and Savvy just goes around trying to find out who left her these flowers. She's calling everybody, and it turns out that the girls decided to surprise her with a weekend trip to Palm Springs. Everyone can forget their problems, forget their troubles, have a fancy weekend in Palm Springs. They
get there, and Savvy's by the pool, sees a family, and basically loses her mind and says, I've got to get my results right now.
Wait, before we talk about Palm Springs, can we talk about the fact that April tells everybody that she kissed Andre Whitfield, and they jumped down her throat. They were like, what the hell are you thinking? That man is a fraud, blah, blah, blah. And then she calls each one of them out so hardcore.
April is actually in the business of checking people this episode. And she had them in a row. I mean, she like literally lined them up. It was like, you slept with a dead man's son. You played like you were a lesbian. And you have a baby in your stomach and you don't know who the father is.
Right.
You're all liars, you're all cheaters, and you're coming down on me.
Right.
And I didn't do anything except date a really dry man.
Right. She read them. She read them hardcore. I was like, you go, April.
It was time for April to actually say something worthwhile.
Right. And I think it gave her newfound confidence because, April holds her own in this episode. Right. But we'll get back to that. So Savvy and Joss head down to Palm Springs immediately, and then we find out that Savvy decides she's got to know who the father is. But the problem is she gave Joss the envelope and Harry stole it.
Right. Another reason why we don't like Harry, because Joss is repeatedly calling Harry, who's not picking up his phone on purpose.
He's just ignoring her.
He's
taking all kinds of calls. He's taking calls from Savvy. He's taking calls when they find out about Savvy's car accident. But Joss, he has no time to call.
Because he knows he's wrong. So Savvy gets in the car to head back home so that she can get these results, and gets into a serious car accident along the way.
Yes. And this is after finding out that Harry has the results and probably knows who the father is. And we see her in the hospital, and she looks like a car ran over her. She
looks like she was a pedestrian in the accident.
She looked terrible. She looks really, really bad. But everybody gathers at the hospital. They even call Dom in to gather at the hospital. The only person who doesn't show up at the hospital is Karen.
And we'll talk about why she's not there in a minute.
Right. So while Savvy's in the hospital, she gets love proclaimed to her by both Harry and Dom.
Well, we realize that Dom is there because Harry says he should be here. He's the father.
Right. So Harry's the one that tells Savvy that Dom is the father, but he also says, I choose you. I don't care about any of this. I love you. You're my love. And I was so happy. I was so happy because, you know, I love Harry.
Womp, 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 womp. Only a few hours ago, you were telling me to cough up $60 to Blue Cross Blue Shield. And now all of a sudden, just because I got into a car accident, you want my little mulatto baby. Nobody's good for you, Harry.
That's right. He had a change of heart. People,
Team Dom.
Whatever. Anyway, I thought Savvy looked happy. She looked happy. She said, we're having a baby. You're here. That must mean that you're the father. We're having a baby. She looks very happy. He tells her he's not, but that he still wants her. And here comes old Dom, always trying to creep up. You know, won't let it go, won't bounce.
Why is he gonna let it go? That's his child. Between the two of them, at least Dom had some sperm that was worthwhile.
Whatever. Okay, stop creeping. Okay,
he's not creeping.
Go find your own woman.
He's actually about to come around a lot more in a very big way. I'm actually, one of the things I was wondering is if Savvy decides to stay with Harry and like next season, because I think the show has been picked up for another season.
Shockingly,
Savvy decides to stay with Harry, and of course Dom needs to come around to co-parent. What is that dynamic going to be like? Because you know that your wife is attracted to her baby's father. There's nothing that prevents him from continuing to pursue her, and you already don't trust her based on the fact that they even have this situation in the first place.
He's gonna break up their marriage. He won't rest until he breaks up those people's marriage.
Woo!
Okay, I
Harry's
hate him.
Bum.
I can't stand Dom.
You need to vote on this channel. You need to state what lane you're in. Team Dom all day.
So anyway, Savvy, before she even can really say, okay, I choose somebody, she goes into cardiac arrest.
We don't even know if she's dead or not now.
Well, you know, I was wondering, she didn't even have this baby? I mean, they were like shocking her with those electric paddles, which I found out that no doctor ever actually does in real life. Those paddles are just TV paddles. Nobody gets shot. But they were shocking. I was like, can a baby take like electric shocks? I don't know.
When she got into the car accident, the first thing that I actually thought was, is this show going to wrap up the paternity situation by having her lose this baby?
Right.
So I don't know if the show's still going to do that. Maybe the baby doesn't even come.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll definitely see.
All right. So let's talk about Karen. So the reason Karen isn't at the hospital with everyone else, and everyone's like, where's Karen? Where's Karen? Where's Karen? Is because Karen is being held hostage by Sam's crazy mother.
Elizabeth goes to Karen's house, and Karen once again engages in donkey-like behavior and allows the woman in the house.
I don't know why she did it. This woman has persecuted you. She tried
Why wouldn't you call the police when you saw her on your, like, when you saw her on your lawn? Why was the police not your first call?
I have no idea. But, you know, she, of course, we know, Karen doesn't know, but we know that Elizabeth found out that Karen slept with Sam.
That's because Sam told his mom. He was like, that old lady gave me some, Mom. She gave Dad some. She gave me some. And so Karen is, Elizabeth is mad. It's all get out.
Right, but we'd seen Karen going to therapy and finding out that Elizabeth used to be in the ward. She used to be cray. So we know there's nothing good that's gonna come of her showing up on Karen's lawn. Karen lets her into the house, and of course.
But also bringing up another good point. Knowing that the woman has already persecuted you, has a serious problem with you, you slept with her husband, and then you find out that she has psychiatric problems.
Right.
And you let her in the house. When that woman came in the house and whipped that gun out, I said to myself, please shoot Karen.
Karen is maybe one of the dumbest people I've ever seen.
Kill Karen fast.
I know. And, you know, we see towards the end of the episode that Sam shows up trying to rescue Karen. He figures out the mother took the gun from the safe. He's in there. He's like, oh, no. And he goes to try to save Karen. And we see blood. We hear a gunshot and we see blood. So we know someone got shot. I and Des here are rooting for Karen to be the one. Of course,
I'm hoping that Karen gets shot and then the bullet ricochets off and kills Elizabeth, and then I'm hoping that the shock of both people dying gives Sam a heart attack. I hope everybody in the house dies. That's my hope.
It's terrible. All right, so let's finish off with April. April, after her confession that, you know, she was thinking about giving Dondre Whitfield another chance, calls Richard over. Or she goes to Richard's house, and Richard's house looks all like moved out.
Wait, when she looked in the window, the first thing I thought to myself was, Richard don't live here no more.
And then he shows up like nothing's doing, and she's like, oh man, really? I was kind of happy you were gone.
Right. I was relieved when I saw that your house was empty.
Right.
I couldn't understand why she would tell that man that, but...
I mean, I was so relieved personally when she broke up with Richard. Richard has got to be one of the most boring boyfriends I've ever seen. There's just nothing there.
Nothing. I think he's a hermaphrodite. I think it's the worst. But
then April, who I think he decided on Dr. Whitfield, gets a phone call from Miranda. And she hears that her little mulatto baby asking,
where's daddy? Where's daddy?
Right.
Listen, Dondre Whitfield shows up at the hospital, right? Now, when he gets to the hospital, April's like, what are you doing here? And he says, I'll never not show up for you.
Oh, God. I was like, gee, you are so...
Where is Harry with a good and appropriate punch when you need one? I really wanted someone to lay hands, put them paws on Dondre Whitfield.
But April wises up. She's like, this phone call sounds a lot like me 3 years ago, wondering where he was. I have a baby asking for her daddy, and Dondre Whitfield's nowhere to be found. So you know what, Dondre? Go home. Go home. Get up out of here.
I loved it. I love that she decided to let both of them go.
Yes. So she is on her own now. She's a new woman. We'll see what happens with April next season.
I really hope that April can find some men who are just a little bit better in terms of character. I mean, you picked Richard, who was nice, but was as boring as all get out. And you picked Dondre Whitfield, who is a spineless, convictionless shell of a human being.
Right. A family abandoner of the first order.
A chronic family abandoner. Repeated offender.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So this is the end of our Mistresses coverage for this season.
Yes.
As I said, shockingly, they'll be back for season 2, and shockingly, so will we. So we'll see you then. But in the meantime, watch our other videos and subscribe to our channel on YouTube.
Absolutely. Make sure to like this video also. You know you liked it.
All right, everyone. Bye.